whole freaking
Right,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think that.
And somebody follow the YouTube.
So to make corn, will you just like take 10 cents?
Right, you go to YouTube, and if people ask questions in the chat, at the end, read off the questions so we can answer.
Yeah. Like this.
I can't run it on here.
I may be able to go on my phone.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, if you subscribe, you should have a YouTube live thing.
How you doing?
Man.
That you're here.
Making dinner.
Wait, your turn.
I walk down. It's just nice and
Even. Yeah. Yeah. They spend a lot of money on the house.
I mean, if I keep this with me. Oh.
Yeah, I know. That's
Right.
why
Congratulations.
Maybe I'll love it.
because I don't subscribe to anything. I'm never on
Check
there.
out my money.
Go to YouTube.
I'm on. I thought it
Go to SNL, search SNLC Mutiny.
How you doing? How you doing with my mom?
Subscribe, and then you'll get everyone's fine. Verizon and put them up for like network. It all depends what text you got running. They said like an hour and they had 150,000 people that were on their cell phones.
I know. He's finishing up.
Everybody make sure to sign in, there's a sheet over there so we know who's here.
Oh, did he?
If you're watching on the YouTube, put your name in the comments and in the chat so we know who's here there.
You better not make me look like a jerk. I talk too much. Go. Oh, yeah? You enjoying it so far? You're my ace in the hole, dude. I'll leave it up.
What do you need creative?
Like, those are Friday.
So at the end, we'll have people ask questions in the chat. And if they're watching on that, they can. Way to share it.
Where they going? You don't need us to sign in, do you? Where?
Getting your information out.
That's it.
What was I doing?
You didn't type it right.
That's what they're now going back. So they do that, like, pension.
Yeah, she's not gonna sign me a room.
I got on it today, we're doing a background check on her, really not license, so pictures, I go through my whole damn phone if I know just me. Every one of my pictures is my granddaughter.
Yeah, I was fighting to get one of my little because
So,
his
dude.
glasses and like all the way
You know that
him
famous?
and
Well, the
glasses.
good one I had, I had sunglasses on, and they said, you check sunglasses, so I had to find it.
Yeah. So I had to use So they're, not like use them.
Well, right now they're doing it back, so I kind of get stuck at that spot.
Yeah, you gotta wait till they come back. Are you playing baseball? Well, sometimes it's instant, sometimes it's in a few hours, sometimes it's like a day later.
I'll check that thing out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
See, my thing was.
We had a,
Like, and like, not just those two, but like taking more time. You get that. You miss it. Well, I see it for it.
Well, we had. It's a different, like.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah. The register, the register. Some people did.
It's so.
Well, this,
when we get that list, so you start taking.
If
you let us have the.
I'm also, I was gonna ask you, I'm also reading.
I can't believe it's like, watching film.
That's why we've expanded, added, figured roles and, people got jobs and delegated authority, and they're telling me, quit doing everything by yourself, because you've got people here.
Get on, yeah, get us some list as soon as you can.
Nick, what I'm
Right there. Reach right here.
No, Nick, she knows. I said she, that's. Yeah, you want to.
That's why I was asking how he got
Like, this is like groups, like 12, 10, all that.
That's the thing, I don't know.
You'll get the list. I got a registration, I've got a list that is basically this, is all I think is here. He's ready to go, I think he's gonna register. Keith Evans registered.
Cool. All right, well, we can start making some calls. We'll get on. Look, I don't mind helping with that stuff.
Let's roll. We're live, we're on color. Tech is better.
Hey, you got any swag? You got any swag? Hats. For me.
Oh, yeah, we're getting coaching shirts.
I know that.
I have to work. I got heat
XL.
Hey, if you want the camp shirts, they say the great camp shirts with name on it.
That's fine, whatever works. I gotta start representing, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm a secretary. All the applications for yeah. But since we actually started in I don't know that person,
Like, I have no clue classes. Yeah, be here right now.
People in the meeting, people on YouTube, people in the room, what?
assessment number. You guys live out too late for going. She showed up. Yeah, she's dedicated, man. She's so dedicated. But like, she people not participating in this stuff. So she's like, people just they don't help out. She signed up for every single parade. Yeah, she only went to, I think the same one. I don't think she was getting 2 years. But she went to same one. And that was actually really good. The problem was, we needed to get bigger.
I mean, many people. Unfortunately, I'm on the Trump and your screen, so that's good. We get two screens.
Well, that's why I was gonna put mine up there.
So, can you minimally, let it go?
Maybe I prepared like.
Just put your name on the sheet, it's coach. Okay, you're here to coach. Yeah, whatever the hell. Oh, yeah, just so we get it accurate, yeah. Anybody who has signed in, there's a sign-in sheet, you get it before you leave. Huh? You wanna hand those out? Go ahead and hand those out. All right. I'll add people as they're coming here, so. Coach is here, nice. Very good. You can hand it out.
Alright, so
Alright.
this is what the agenda coming up.
All right.
Tournaments, touring, there's some registration, Dan on the other side, you're welcome here.
Our ladies, yeah, we're gonna hand out some information here. That's gonna schedule on one side. It's kind of like a high-level breakdown of the calendar to get to. And the back side's got all the various links, everything but the NSID, which is, we'll get into if you don't know what that is. We'll get into that.
Anybody else, papers? Anybody else? They're on the back.
Everyone got one so far? All right, we're off. Good evening, and everyone here, everyone on YouTube, on our Google Meet, kind of attacking this at three ends. Thank you for being here. I'm Eric Whitman, the president. I'm also one of the coaches. This is our third meeting this year. This is the first dedicated solely to spring football. So it's going, for people that have returned, went to the other meeting, this is going to be kind of similar than the one that you were at in November, but it's going to be a lot more detailed and in-depth. So, executive board members are over here. You guys can introduce yourselves so everyone puts a face with the names.
Hope, hi, I'm Hope.
Stand up.
Face with the name, they're gonna see your face.
Treasury.
I'm Heather, I'm the secretary.
Jim Moore, VP and 14U head coach.
How you doing, everybody? David Dunn, football director and 10U coach.
Dwayne Pearson, I'm coaching 12U.
Yes, and we all have an addiction, it's football.
Coaches can be here too. So yes, we definitely do. All right, get into that here. You're welcome. administrations, and the most important people in the room are you guys. And there's too many people in here for us to do a round the room and introduce everybody. We did that at one of the last meetings, and it took about 20 minutes, and there's about twice as many people here, so we'll get to know each and every one of you as we move along here. So about the mutiny. You guys go first one. So we were established during COVID as a 19U varsity program. It was an alternative to the kids that were going to lose out on their senior season. We played 3 games in before the state finally got around to shut down. We were technically a 19U, so we landed under the youth football. High school was shut down, but youth football wasn't. And then they decided that they didn't like that, so they shut youth down, so that took it all. But we got 3 games in, and if you want to get to the picture, you got the picture? There you go. So that's our flagship team right there. There were about 30 kids from a dozen different schools all got together and practiced in backyards, fields, indoors at 10 p.m. at night, because that's what we could get just to get filmed and get a senior season. It started basically as the Grasso Tech, which has a TRC program. My son was on that program. Him and his teammates were going to lose out on their senior year. I also was a youth coach and had a bunch of kids who were, that was their senior year, kids at Fitch, and a couple were in London. So I had kind of 2 groups that we had to serve, and as we started doing this, a bunch of other people would come in and help. We'll go straight to the bottom. Spring 2021, we came back after the shutdowns let us play. We played 6 games. That was our team. At the end of it all, we had 44 players from 13 different high schools. 18 of them went on to play college sports. 3 of them are playing Division I right now. One of them is Tyler Smith is the last one. He is a backup quarterback for UConn, and he got into the Fenway Bowl. He got 3 handoffs. Didn't get to throw a ball, but happy to see my guy in there. That's a list of the kids that have all went on to play in college, and there's going to be more as you start seeing particularly like our 15U team who's got a bunch of kids who are already committed. So that's our spring. Here you go.
Chance looking good.
You just go right to the end. So, spring 2025, we had 2 teams. We broke off. I got nagged by some of my seniors players who kept saying, I want to play spring ball, coach. So we found the league, NUIT. We joined that. We had 2 teams. We were an independent 14U and 15U programs. Our 14U team, which had kids from ages 11 to 14. We had a bunch. Some of the kids are in the room here now, waiting for us to have an 11U that we almost got together, but had that pulled up under us at the last minute. Made a commitment that we were going to have the 11U going forward this year, and we fought for that. Had to switch leagues to get it. So yeah, our 14U, we created a bunch of tough kids that went up there, played out of class, didn't complain that much. They fought through the season, they finished the season, they worked hard. Every one of them is tougher than they started the season at. And, we ended up finishing 5th out of 8 teams in that division. Had a rough going in the playoff game, but we did almost score to start it. So for a bunch of younger kids playing open age, we did pretty good. So our 15U team also played 6 games. They were in 15U Showcase Premier Division. The entire team were 15-year-olds and 1 14-year-old. The team finished 3rd. We were 14-14 at the half with the Worcester Cowboys, who went on to win the league championship and go play in D2 Nationals in Canton, Ohio. The winner of that game was going to win the Super Bowl. And and that's another big group of kids from all over the state that all came together. It took a while to gel, and man, I wish we had another 2 weeks of season ahead of us. And majority of this team right here is getting ready to go to Texas and a tournament next month. So about the mutiny, hang on guys, I'm gonna get this. Why is the meeting froze on my screen? So, about us. We expanded and we added our 14 youth November last, about 2024. We were invited by NYT to join 15 as the only team in Connecticut in December of that year. We made a decision during the season, conversations with us and the president of that league, that we were going to add our what was then going to be 9U, 11U, and 13U teams. We decided in August we were going to go through with following up and do our sideline cheer program. We'll have a little bit more on that. That's our newest toy, so that's coming up. And we unanimously voted to join ODFL after some drama and some stuff, and a desire to not let us have the younger levels that
We joined ODFL. This is kind of an important piece, actually. We joined ODFL because they're a really organized league conference, run a lot cleaner and smoother, and backed by offense, defense, which is safer for all the kids. And we don't have to field against teams that the teams will be more balanced, I guess. So it's a better conference.
Yeah, this is a really good fit for us, and we're kind of getting in on the ground floor of this organization. And the president is going to be joining us here, I think. So here's some of the financials. The base registration fee for football is $150. There's some discounts between your fall program, your schools, various clubs, and where you work. You can pay in full and save a few bucks, or there's free payment plan options on Sports Engine. That's all the registrations happen. A lot of you've already done that. Cheer has no registration fee. The fee is going to be basically for whatever, if they do a comp and uniform fees. That's all in the works there. Amongst the things that are covered, because first question I have people is like, okay, where's the money go? Biggest part, insurance. About $40 a player goes to insurance. Facility rental fees. These fields, the gym is $75 an hour. The indoor fields are about $200 an hour. All that's one of the biggest things. Referees. I couldn't believe I talked to some kids that are like, wait a minute, the refs you have to pay for refs. Yeah, they're not doing it for free. They get $80 a piece per game. So one game you're talking.
4 to 5 of them, 4 to 5 per game, 4 levels. It's a big weekend.
So licensing and administrative costs, we live stream all of our games, so there's some fees involved with that. Huddle access, which is, if you don't know, that's where your film will go on and your film will be there forever. That's where you get your highlights, your stats, you start making your films that you're going to put out if you're looking to go to college, your prep school. Even if you're 10 years old, you're still starting to put that film together, because your growth as a player over your years could start that young. And with Huddle and having your own accounts, you're going to start making your clips. We'll talk more about that as we get going through the season, and we help you with all that. We teach you how to do all that as part of what we do. It's not just showing up, practicing, and playing some games. It's an overall development program. Sponsorship program is being finalized. We have some sponsors. We'd love to have a whole bunch more. Players and parents that bring sponsors in. You work someplace, you get a small business, we'll apply a portion, a percentage to the player account. And if you've already paid, then you'll have it for your next year to buy some swag, whatever you want to do. We do have fundraisers planned. Got a Little Caesars pizza line and a couple of things that are in the works, and we're obviously open to ideas. We had somebody that mentioned blankets was a huge fundraiser for Killing. They drive down from Killing. That's some commit right there. They drive over an hour. So operations, we communicate through Band and Sports Engine and Facebook. Those are 3 places you wanna get yourself into those 3 things. There's a QR, right, and it's on your, you can scan the QR, it's on that sheet that I gave you. So you can get in the band if you're not in there. So there's an organizational band, that's the high level one. That's where all of the announcements and stuff is gonna go, and each team also has their own bands. Important things will go into both. Coach communication, hey, I left my water bottle at the field, all that stuff, that you'll do that all on your individual team bands. So your band is not gonna look like mine, but you're gonna have a couple in there. We have a team Facebook account, again, that's a very important ad, because things go there pretty much first. Other socials, Twitter, or X, TikTok, Instagram, we're on all socials. We've got partnerships with a lot of the organizations. Youth leagues is a list of ones that we have partnerships and sponsorships with. High school programs, got some working on with them. Groton and London Parks and Rec are huge partners for us. Montville High School has been very generous, and we've got a bunch of others that we're also talking to in the works. So it's a much bigger operation than what you see at practice. The registration process, registration is via Sports Engine. Half people in the room have already registered, so you know how that works. We also will email and communicate through the Sports Engine. Your base registration has a pay in full or a monthly option, and then you've got all your add-ons. You'll see the bags and the backpacks, and some of the kids have already got their first round of warm-up gears and shooter shirts and all that stuff. But you don't have to. And a lot of the leagues, most programs that do this, they'll basically charge you $275, $350, $400. And you'll say, oh, you get all that stuff in one thing, but not everybody can afford all that. So we just basically make everything a la carte. You just want to pay the bare minimum, and that's what you can do. Fine. If you want to drop $500 and get one or two of everything, then you can do that as well. We completely make that an option. There's a fundraising responsibility on when everybody's figuring in that you can buy your way out of that by basically making your own donation. And the nice thing is that that's considered a tax deductible expense. So if you register in December, you've got a $50 tax deduction you can write off from your taxes. In the meeting. The roster size, it looks like it's going to finalize at 35 per level. That's going to be the final number. The first 20 who register, pay, and are locked in, they're going to be guaranteed their roster spot, and that period will run until the end of January. We need to throw a number on the end of that. So that's going to be the end of the guaranteed. If we've got 17 at a particular age level on January 31st, then the guaranteed locking period is over. If the limit is exceeded, we may have to do tryouts. There are a couple levels that are filling up pretty fast. I think we might end up getting to that point. Practice squad, if we do go over level and once kids want to get on practice squad, that'll be an option. We'll talk about that as we go along. We got to fill the rosters up first like that. And we were able last year to actually, they opened late registration to add some people who were practicing, so that's at least the windows out there. And returning players don't receive any type of exception. So all the love and support to those kids you saw on the screen, the 14s that busted butt, and we've got a soft spot for them. We definitely want all of them back, but we're not guaranteeing anything to people just because they were here last year. It's brand new season, brand new year. But handle that accordingly. So registration, yeah, it's here, and we need to start getting people who are playing walk up and. Optional items. Got a bunch of. We heard you last year when you saying we needed some stuff to wear and some bags to carry our stuff, and we actually had one of the moms that was very vocal and. Y'all need bags, so trust me, it's going to make a difference. So we got bags, and the next first thing we did is we've got 40 people ordered and bought bags, so she moved that on. You have the option of getting your custom game jerseys there. You can get your last name, first name, nickname, whatever you want to put on there, as long as it fits and it's clean. You can do that. Number and if it's available. And we've got a priority thing. You may or may not get your number depending on if you. The easiest way to get that is to sign up early and get seniority as you go from team to team, and then in the order in which you register. So if you want a particular jersey number, you want to do that. The add-on fee is only for the jersey. The pants belong to us. We issue those to you. We expect them back. So the bags are warm-ups. We've got above 140s working on back plates, which a couple of kids said they were great. They love what they look like, so might be getting community back plates thrown on there. You can do it at registration. If you don't do it at registration, we'll put together orders periodically as we go along to get stuff there. So if you're registering and you're not sure about getting the stuff, if you just don't opt out of it and then let me know, hey, I want to get that in a couple of weeks, then you also not only can get it on the next order, you don't have to pay the sports engine fee. So there are credit card processing fees on there. But you never miss the boat to get gear, because I just have to have a minimum order of 12 on anything I do. And then we're working with RV Apparel Plus for the online fan shop. So that'll be more of the your traditional stuff. If you're from Groton Mystic, that's the same company that does all their coaches shirts and jackets and all their stuff. All right, getting in there. About our league. League we're in is called Offense Defense Football League, or ODFL. This is the ODFL New England. The ODFL has ran camps and clinics for going on 60 years. Big long list of there's a big list of NFL players that have came up through these camps. Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, Emmitt Smith. Big long. If Julio gets in here, he'll probably have a better up-to-date list on it. But, they've been around a long time, and they've decided this year, for a while, they've been trying to branch off and start leagues, regional leagues, and we are the first one. They're hoping over the next 2 to 3 years to have 8 leagues across the country. So the next one that's forming right now is OD North Atlantic, so that's going to be New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware. So it'll give us the opportunity potentially of having a crossover game with kids from another area. And as it moves along, then we'll have like regionals and national championships. In addition to this, one of the cool things is, as I said, with the huddle, stats and rankings, we're going to be recording and keeping track of everything you do on the field. We're going to record your stats, and they're going to do a top 5 or top 10 players, wide receivers and quarterbacks and stuff every week. They're going to recognize them on their website and their social media stuff there, give them awards. A little bit cool, a little bit next level. Kind of like, it's like a mini college thing that they're going to have going on between the environment and the extras. The one thing at the end of the year, if you win the league, you go on to back regionals. If you don't, there's an all-star game, and then following all that, they're going to have a free skills camp for clinic. All the kids are going to get to come in and have a free clinic with college or possibly even a couple of NFL coaches there. They run it. We'll find out be in a nice field and run a big event that's all included in as part of your registration membership here.
If you'd like this info to take home with you, it is on flyers in the back of the room as well, just so everybody knows.
Okay, about the league. As I said, we're the first of 8 planned OD leagues. The league has single level play, so there's no premier or standard, with 5 tackle divisions. We are playing in all 5 of them. We're one of only 3 organizations that are going to have all 5 levels. They do also have 7-on-7 for ages 6 to 17. We're not participating in the 7-on-7 thing, at least not yet. Sideline cheer is a companion program that we're working on. Tia's not here. You can go ahead and, if you want to go ahead and do her pitch on that. And then we have 7 programs right now throughout southern New England, essentially, but we're hoping to have more. And Heather's going to tell you more about the cheer for.
So our cheer director is out sick. Well, not sick. She had a surgery done today, so she will be with us as soon as she recovers. But just a few notes that she wanted me to pass on. Like Eric mentioned earlier, we are doing a lot to work with fundraising. So those costs for uniforms, we want the girls to look sharp. We want them to look nice. We're looking at a package deal that would give them their uniform and their warm-ups for, I think, a little over 100, but we're also working on a lot of fundraisers. She's already gone out there just in this week alone and spoken to several people about coming in and doing those fundraising options for our organization. She's a real go-getter. She's passionate about this program. So I think you guys are really gonna love her. One of the big things is that we need to have all cheerleaders signed up by February 13th so that we can get those uniforms ordered in time and have them here for our first games. So if you know anybody, have them start getting on that registration. There will be a mandatory meeting on our first day of cheer practice for all parents, and that's where you're going to get more of that in-depth information directly from Tia, learn expectations for players, for parents, and for coaches. First day, come as you are, uniform, but there will be some practice wear expectations like no jewelry, nothing that's overly revealing, just some of those kinds of things that she'll go over with in that first meeting. So after that first practice, that will go into to play. The church shirts that she wants you guys wearing, she plans on making. So it's not going to be like oh, we have this expectation, now go and buy it all. She plans on having those shirts for the girls and or boys. But yeah, so Tia's excited. If you have anybody who's in or around you who either wants to be a cheerleader or who would be really great at being a coach, please come let us know. We're trying to build that staff and that team right now. So yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to practices for cheerleaders, and this goes for football as well. I mean, right now we're practicing on Sundays. As you're running the expansion, do we plan an expansion on practice days? I mean, more than once a week, a couple times a week? What's the plan for that?
Well, we're technically in an off-season workout period. We just happen to be practicing because of the.
Oh, sorry, I didn't look at this.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but it's a good question. So we're in a period of off-season workouts combined with tournament team practice. So we're doing drill work, and so the kids are coming in. The ones who aren't really doing spring or not doing tournaments or aren't sure about tournaments get an opportunity to get in there a little bit early, start learning a few things, and then a few of them says, "Hey, I think I do want to give this tournament thing a try." So we've gained a few people with that. So we're doing the once a week. We're trying to expand twice a week, but it's winter and there's not a lot of places to get indoors to, and indoor space is very expensive. So we're in the rec center right now. If you don't know, Sundays 12:30. We're in the rec center until the end of the month. After that, soccer, the Groton rec soccer takes over the spot that we've got right now. So we're trying to find another hour and a half or so spot to get in. If it continues to be warmish, we'll go outside and we'll throw the ball around. We're not going to do any like hard hitting when it's cold. The ground is definitely a little bit on the solid side right now. But we will get out and run routes and maybe do a little bit of thud contact work. But yeah, we're definitely looking to go up to twice a week, but even for the workouts when we can. There's our teams. So we've got two roadie teams, 2 mass teams, and 3 mass teams, and 2 Connecticut teams. The furthest you go is Worcester or Boston. And we also work with some hotels and you get some different hotels, discount codes, few resources there. And, like when we went to Chelsea last year to a game, we had a bunch of parents that we all got the same hotel. Kids hung out, had dinner together, went to the pool. It's part of the experience. So, again, go to a little bit, you got the high level schedule, it's a little more detailed. The cheer registration deadline, that has already been mentioned, the 13th, that's just to make sure that we get the stuff back in time.
And I think I heard somebody ask if this is for travel. This is all spring. None of this is for the tournament team.
Yeah, for spring, home games are in London, and then how far do we have to possibly travel? I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry,
Protect the.
Chelsea, Mass, East Chelsea, Mass, East Boston, Worcester, Warwick, and Rhode Island, Cranston, Rhode Island, and New Britain. So it's all within, it's all in 2 hours or less.
And those are just for the games, and we'll have the schedule in our advance. for
Yes,
those, right?
yes. The way that the schedule looks right now is they're trying their best to alternate home and away, so nobody's getting front-loaded or back-loaded with home games. So it looks like, the way that at least the early schedule, they don't wanna quote me crazy on that, but it looks like we're at least planned right now to be home weeks 2, 4, 6. And, that's at the mercy of New London, our other, if they're unable to meet all those, the plan is for us to play there for all the games. If not, there's other fields in New London, and our backup field is Montville High School. They give us that for next to nothing. The only sacrifice is we lose concession, because they will run a concession and will keep the concession, but we'll give you the field for $25 an hour. So we really can't pass up on that. But that's our backup home field, and a call is going to be made to Fitch about, apparently the plan to tear the grass field up isn't happening until after the school year, so really no reason we can't get on there for some practices and maybe a game or a scrimmage, hopefully. But we're at the mercy of, obviously, that's gonna be another meeting and another discussion with the school board and athletic director.
Without Grasso.
Huh?
Without Grasso.
Grasso was supposed to be originally our partner in our home field. As I said, we were a partner. We literally started playing our home games at Grasso on their soccer field before their football field was even built. We played on that crappy field down at the bottom of the hill. We also played a game at Norwich Tech, which used to be TRC's home field. And we had a great partnership, but somebody vandalized the field apparently, and they've decided, the superintendent had decided no outside rentals, at least for the time being. So Grasso was supposed to be home until somebody ruined it for everyone else. But I never say never. So, 'cause like I said, Mr. Antosh and I have a good relationship. We've known him for a long time, and he's definitely, if the opportunity is there, it's definitely something to look at there. But we kind of are looking at New London as like, it's the center of all of the core of our players. It's kind of the center of everything. We're pulling in the Old Saybrook, East Lyme, we got kids from Colchester and Hebron and Marlboro. Obviously, everybody in the Groton, Norwich, this area here. New London's Montville's kind of like the middle of all that. So that it does make sense for us to be there, and yeah, that's where we at here. Okay. So the open tryouts, with the 30th, we're slated to have an open tryout there. We're technically not in our practice window, but we can do our tryout, so take it back one. Yeah. So we're looking at the February 30th, doing that tryout day. That's the day where we're gonna do like another round of player assessments. If anybody went to the indoor thing, we did a bunch of drill work and stuff. So we'll do something similar to that as our February 30th practice. It's gonna be a conditioning practice for the kids who are signed up and locked in, and then kind of an open tryout if we're at the open tryout thing, if we're in the over 35. And again, being real with you, there's 274 people on Sports Engine this morning. There's almost 300 on the info list and 102 registered between football and cheer. So the numbers they're getting it. So,
maybe I'm from out of town, but I can't find February 30th on my calendar.
Yeah. No.
You called me out
How
on
come
it.
no one else picked up on that already?
That's me rushing.
That's your first test.
Okay. Last day of February will be the last thing.
You didn't wear a helmet, did you?
Oh, I wore a helmet. It just didn't work.
There is no thing.
Till February
They didn't have
28th, we'll be
technology.
open to tryouts. The first, it will be a combination first day of workout, because the structure is 2 basically non-padded workouts followed by 2 days in helmets, followed by 2 days in helmets and shoulder pads before you're eligible. Insurance requires it, league requires it, USA Football requires it, we're a USA Football affiliate member, so, but yeah, so March 1st, basically that Sunday, the official practices will start. That'll be another conditioning day practice. For the kids who are active, I'm trying to leverage to let us start having helmets on that day if they have been involved in the workouts. There's a meeting or two that'll be discussed that we might be able to do that, but end of March rosters have to be finalized, both on and on NSID. We'll get more on NSID in a minute. The Jamboree is that following Saturday at New London High School. We are the hosts, so it's going to be our event along with OD. Really cool environment. We're going to have 4 half-field games going on at a time, all basically 4 45-minute games all day long for all levels. It's going to be a tournament. It's not just going out there and just running some plays. It's going to be actually a tournament competition level thing, and there's going to be championship games at the end of the day. Wrapping up 15U will have they'll pull the canopy out of the middle of the field and they'll play full field. 15U is going to play full field at the end of it all. So there's going to actually be a tournament with trophies or rings or whatever the league decides to do with that. So it's not just going out and just running some plays. We're actually going to start and finish with tournaments. The regular season will pick up the next weekend. It'll run until May 17th, the exception being 14 and 15. You will start their play-in games for the 4 versus 5 games, semifinals, and championship games. The location of the championship game hasn't been officially announced yet. I'll take the really big football field about an hour toward Boston, if just to throw a hint out that Julio's going to kill me for saying, but we might be playing at that place. Where a lot of people's favorite team also plays. But I'll leave that official announcement there. Nationals, so our champions will go into, whoever wins this league is going to automatically qualify for UIS Nationals. Everyone else gets assembled, and we'll look at the stats and their performance, and they'll assemble an all-star team that will go play in another tournament, whoever's interested in doing that. And so the season doesn't end at the Super Bowl. We've got a bunch of other things with camps, clinics, and postseason, and you're not obligated to do this by any means. If the end of May is when you're going to call it a day, that's all and fine. It'll just be a spot for someone else. The options are definitely there, particularly for the best players who go out and get recognized and showcased. These are all really cool things that we get out of this new league here. So, all right, practices will start March 1st, not on February 30th. Typically, we meet twice a week, weekends, and as I said, the first week will be front-loaded. At least we'll have an availability there for everybody to come. I recognize not every kid in this room is going to come out for 5 or 6 days in the first week, but what we're doing, we're giving the opportunity to at least get out there. Let's say you can only make 4, and then 2 practices for next week, and now you're compliant, you're ready to put your gear on and go full in. So at least the opportunity is going to be there to get your 6 practices in to be able to go to full contact. And again, that's a safety thing. If you're playing in the fall leagues, Southern New England Conference does the same thing. You got to have so many practices without padding before we get to them. Our indoor facilities between the gyms that we use, we're talking to New London Rec about their new rec center, as well as the Wide World of Indoor Sports in Montville. We've got we were up there for a couple practices in November. We got a few more spots that are open that we're going to try to snag. Outdoor, Montville High School, the Groton Rec Center fields in New London High School are going to be our primary outdoor fields. A couple of our backup fields, Spicer Park in Noink and Calkins Park in New London. The schedule that we did, this is more for the older kids. I mean, we're not going to put a bunch of 8-year-olds to expect them to sit on their Google Classroom and actually pay attention. But Some would. But we'll, for at least the older levels, we'll do like a Monday, Wednesday virtual chalk talk film session, and then we'll turn around, okay, we're gonna say, have a Monday chalk talk, we're gonna go over the film a little bit, we're gonna talk about the players we're gonna install, and then Tuesday, we're gonna come out and just do everything we talked about Monday. And then do the same thing, defensive day on, install thing on Wednesday, and then Thursday, we'll go do it for real. The schedule could be flexible based on, you know, availability of fields and availability of you. If Thursday doesn't work for a whole bunch of people, then maybe we'll move it to Friday. Or the times could be flexible, just trying to, whatever works for, we'll never be able to please everybody, but we'll try to do what works for most. Schedule. Okay, January 30th, end of the guaranteed registration period, so, go get it done, you're gonna do it anyway, so go get it done, and that way you're locked in. Jenny, who's almost full? 15th will be about the deadline for equipment and uniform ordering. You go any later than that, no guarantee stuff's gonna be back. 22nd, we're gonna lock up registration and give us a week to make sure everybody gets qualified on NSID. That'll give us at least a little bit of wiggle room there. And on March 30th, that is when the rosters lock and we get ready to go to Jamboree and get ready for the season. The programs we got, 8U, primary for ages 7 and 8-year-old with your bigger, more experienced 6-year-olds. Age cutoff July 1st, so basically you have to you have to be 6 on that day minimum, and you can't be more than 8 on that day. So, and it's the same structure for every other level, 2 in there. So if you've got a bigger, tougher, more athletic 5-year-old who's turning 6 during the season, we'll bring them in and closely evaluate for a couple weeks to make sure that they belong out there. Not every kid is going to be ready for that. We acknowledge some. 10U, same thing, but for ages 9 and 10. 12U, same thing, ages 11 and 12. 14U, change U. Primarily for ages 13 and 14. The United Youth Sports removed the grade restriction, the 8th, 9th grade restriction that they had in there, so therefore ODFL followed accordingly, because whoever was, let's say, win this league and going into this tournament, now you've got either A, younger team that's not going to be able to compete, or B, you're going to start picking all the 14-year-olds off the 15U team and moving them around. So for this year, it's a 1-year trial that United Youth Sports removed the 9th grade. The last meeting, if you were here, remember this was going to be only for 7th and 8th graders. That restriction's been removed because the tournament and the national governing body that we're answering to has removed it. There's pros and cons to that either way, but that is one change from the last time that we talked there. And 15U is a.
So, wait, that means that the 14U has 9th graders?
The 14-year-old can have 9th graders, or 9th graders can go to 15. But United Youth Sports basically changed their rule, and the league had to follow suit because we're in that. Now that said, we're going to encourage the majority of them. The league-wide is to encourage kids. If you're a high schooler, you should be playing at the 115U level. So we're going to encourage them to not play down, but this does actually give some of those smaller, younger kids. And that I wasn't aware of this until last night, so this is actually a recent change. Minimum age is 13. 15 will be playing a single venue every week. That is a little different. That we will have, each team is going to host all of 15U together. One event we'll have that we will also, we're going to have an event where we're going to be at New London. We're going to be on both fields, so we're going to have basically the other 2 15U games we'll play on one field, and then we'll go about our business on our field. But that way, everybody's there. That's the one major difference between 15U and the other levels. And there's 6 teams that are in we're gonna change that, we're not playing everyone once. And the schedule's definitely gonna be different. And then, as I said, we're gonna have a host day where we're all gonna be at the same place at the same time. Another new toy, we've got a call at 8 o'clock tonight for our 19U varsity program. So this is gonna be good for all the kids who were 15-year-old last year, as well as any of the older kids who wanted to come out after. League in Mass called the Mutiny Spring Football League that started in 2021. They have 3 teams, one in Northwest Mass, one in Central, one in Boston area. Look like they're gonna have another Boston team. And us and Danbury are looking to basically be a southern, essentially we'll do the southern division. So we'll have we're hoping to get one more team in the middle of the state and one team in Rhode Island. Probably Rhodey and Ocean State will merge and make their 19U team. Looking to have 6 teams, possibly 7. They play a 4-game season, then we'll go into playoffs, and then at the end of it, they will have a VIP All-Star team that will go play in some national tournaments there. Success is pretty good there. 35 players have gone to play in college. Half of them have gone D1. This is a brand new thing. It's still in progress. There's interest there, so I don't see anyone over 15 so much in this room. I just wanted to mention that, for the, so you're aware is going on, and for the kids who are online looking at that. So, for our rules, we will play high school rules at all levels, with one exception is going to be 8U's not going to punt. The league age is of July 1st. Age restriction, grade restriction still in there is no longer a thing. There are no weight limits. You're a lineman who will jump around, playing a little fullback or tight opportunity here. There are no weight limits. You don't have to worry about that. We're not going to have kids sweating it out for 2 days or not drinking any water to get ready for weigh-ins. That's not productive. It's not cool. So we are doing it. Getting them ready for.
So they don't even bother with the weigh-in then?
No weigh-in. And honestly, mostly Pop Warner's got a complicated age weight matrix thing that they use. But, yeah. Next one. So our programs are player developmental focused. We're going to focus on fundamentals, mechanics, make each kid identify some flaws and make them a little bit better. We're not worried as much about the X's and O's, but you're going to get X's and O's here because we're a competitive football team that wants to go in games. So we identify your flaws, bad habits, and fix them. So when you get back in the fall, your coach will be like, oh, you worked this year. I remember you used to make that false step, or you hesitated before you did this, and we're going to identify these things and try to break these habits. By making everyone in here a better player, it makes us a better team, makes us a more competitive team. And we're focusing on preparing you for whatever your next level competition is. With long-term development, breaking habits, developing your film and your highlights. We talked about huddle already, but we're going to, that's well after the season is gone, we're going to continue to help you with your film. You know, just kids here may want to go on and looking to get a prep school scholarship or something, or the older kids looking to go into college here. We're gonna give you all the tools you need to be successful, whether you're still learning how to play football, you're already a hell of a football player. We'll help you make a highlight reel so you can get that out to schools. Next. One of our partnerships is with NSR, stands for National Scouting Report. Coach Terry is awesome, and he's easy to get a hold of. He'll help with questions. He helped my own son when he was in the middle of a transfer portal crisis, trying to transfer colleges. He was signed up with his program when he was being scouted, trying to go to college and stuff there. And 3 years later, he made himself available and answered a bunch of questions and made some calls and helped get him the information he needed to get himself transferred and into the portal. And now he's working on becoming a coach and a bunch of other things. But yeah, Dad is a great guy. You'll get to meet him. He'll be coming out once we start practice. He'll come out and introduce himself and meet people. Club benefits. Peace of Mind Insurance Company, PAMI, they're a sponsor to us. They've got some insurance like products available for guaranteeing injury protection or guaranteeing even your registration fee if you get hurt. They've got products for all this stuff here. So all of our games are live streamed. Our huddle's going to have a huddle. We're upgrading our camera, and that's part of our league, that the huddle is going to have a much better film. If you were around last year, you know, we streamed all these games. We streamed a couple of the local fall leagues. We went out and streamed a bunch of their games throughout the course of the season as well. And again, it's not just the film. That thing, the camera we're getting, it recognizes your jersey number, so it's going to actually count and keep track of your stats, so we don't even have to do that. The AI software in the camera is going to give you your statistics and track you and turn that into the league, and that's how they're going to decide who's going to be on their player of the week and stuff like that. And again, as I said, player of the week recognition, both at our level and at a league-wide level. And we really crank up our home games. We pull out all the bells and whistles, smoke machines, tunnels, music, not the normal environment you get in your youth leagues. We want to really make it like, we want to showcase you guys, all the kids, in a carnival, like fair environment. And again, it's streaming. It's not, we're not just doing this for, you know, so much there, but then it's streamed and it's on YouTube forever, and you'll be able to go back and relive this. So equipment. So players, a majority of them will end up providing all their own equipment, either by signing it out from their youth program, their school program. They might order some stuff. We go through both stadium system and Riddell and have level 2 institutional rates. So we're getting about 40% off what you'd go pay if you were to order something online or go to like Dick's or stuff. And that's straight across the board, from the helmets to shoulder pads, guardian caps, even gloves and cleats. So straight down, we can get stuff. I've got some prices coming up here, and we do. Don't get scared. We do have gear. It is limited. We've got resources. We're also reaching out to all your fall leagues. I know that I just talked to Whaling City said talk to Coach Rowell, and he's going to hook everyone up. He's going to have, some expectations. Groton Mystic we're working on. I'm equipment manager for Groton Mystic also, by the way. We're working on putting in our bylaws an equipment sign out. It's just not in there yet, but we are. In fact, we're working on it. I know that Stonington allows it. East Lyme allows it. Waterford, Ledyard. Coastal Chargers, Coach Tony just left, but he had a Pop Warner meeting. So we've got a majority of your fall programs are going to help out with that. And there are a few that don't, and for those that don't, as I said, we've got about 40 sets of gear as well. And if I get an order 5 or 10 more, then so be it. So to show you an idea what the pricing here, like a Riddell SpeedFlex, which costs you $650 on the Dick's website or the Riddell website. We can get adult ones for $380. Used ones go up to $285. These a few bucks less than that right now because we're in winter pricing. So actually we're running pretty good. But then we want that NFL helmet. My son wants one. He's bugging me for it. He wants an Axiom because he sees that on the field on Sundays. $650 is a pretty stiff price for a helmet, but it's a $1,000 helmet. Again, more, and if you wanted a shut, there's a price for the shut stuff and the Vicus and the light. There's so many options. And as I said, don't let equipment scare you away. If you can't get any and you can't buy any, we'll find it. Uniforms, colors are red, white, and blue. We have the club, the pants and the practice jerseys are club owned. You have to return those at the end of the year. You're going to get charged $30, $35, whatever the going rate is. There's the optional $50 add-on. We mentioned that you get your jersey the way you want it, and it's yours to keep, and otherwise we'll issue you one of our jerseys. Equipment cares, should be common sense. We say it anyway. If we issue you stuff, you're responsible for it. If you have maintenance issues, you need to tell us about it so we can deal with it. If you have one of our club helmets, we want to adjust it. We don't want you, 'cause people don't realize that there's a special needle that you need to put into the helmets so you don't end up puncturing a hole in the backside, and next thing you know, you took your helmet, it's now out of commission and waiting on a $60 liner that now you're gonna be responsible to pay for. So we just say, if you get a club helmet, let us adjust it for you. Even if you get your own helmet, probably should let us adjust it too. We've got a special kit, special one. These new helmets are all very complicated compared to what you might have seen even 20 years ago. And there's a lot of special tools and processes that take them apart, put them back together and adjust them. So you should wash your uniforms in cold water and hang and dry them. And if you do have to put them in the dryer, try to take the pads out so you don't, what happens if the pads get melted, hot, flattened out. Dryers damage uniforms, they'll crack, if you have a practice jerseys, they'll crack the numbers. We use league-wide NSID is used to do your eligibility. So it's your league age on July 1st, as I said about 10 times here. There's no boundary limits, there's no weight limits, and the age verification is through NSID. So you're going to go in there, you're going to have your birth certificate, you're going to have your school enrollment form, and it has to have 3 pieces of information on it. It has to have name and address of the school, and then the year in school. So you got to look. Generally, your report card is going to cover all that. You can go to your office and say, I need a proof of enrollment form, and they'll print one out and give it to you, and they'll have it on there. And they're starting to be a little bit less stringent with Power School. So screenshots of Power School, as long as all 3 pieces of information are on the same screenshot, you should be good to go. I tell people, if you put it in and it gets rejected, the first thing you want to do is send an email. They'll give you a link and say, send them an email, say, hey, I'm having a problem with this. They will probably help you resolve it as opposed to using they use an AI system that scans all the documents and gives you some errors. I think Coach Drew was talking about you had glasses on, and it said you can't use glasses in your picture. We had a kid last year who had had cornrows, and it kept flagging that he had a turban on, and he had no turban on. But just these stupid things because it's using software to frig it through you. But I find the most successful thing is to shoot them an email directly or open a support ticket, and they'll email you back, and you can usually resolve those pretty quickly. So the process, get your birth certificate and your enrollment for verification from the school. And I said, it's got to have your name of the school, and the grade on the same form. You're going to go to the link that's on band, or I'm going to post the links there. Each team has their own link. You upload your documents, you pay $10, that goes to them, not us. Once you are done with all that, as you see with this picture here, you're going to have a bar at the top will be green, it'll have a check mark, it'll say he's verified. And the team is not verified until everybody on it is verified. If one person's not verified, the whole team turns red. So it's important. This is why links are off. Don't wait until the last minute, get this done. This is the first thing.
And that way I don't have to bug you because I'm the one who will be doing all of that.
It's a pain. So, yeah, start now, get it done, and it's even, this isn't registration, this isn't the commitment, this is just basically going and put your documents in and says, I'm eligible to play on this league roster, and register, you'll click a button and you're back off the roster. So, so there's 2 processes. This is the thing that gets you all verified in the league roster. You still need to go to Sports Engine to be on the team roster. So.
If you do have questions with NSID, now this is my 3rd season doing it, so reach out if you need help.
So with that, you are ready? One more. Thank the QR code. Do we have any questions? I'm gonna check the online.
I have a question.
It's still going on.
I have a question.
Okay. I'm done over here, pass it on now.
Eric, we have a
Question in the back.
Question in the back.
Oh, sorry, that's what
No worries.
So with the equipment, when will we know for sure, like whether we have to buy something or we can register order if the league is gonna provide, or you said maybe weeks?
And again, it's gonna depend on the program, but for like the Groton case, I know we're working on it right now. We just had our election, last week, and so I have to go speak with the president about a big, long list of issues. She wants to sit down and talk both about, league-related stuff in addition to mutiny-related stuff.
Okay.
So I would expect, I think for your case, you're gonna be good to go pretty quick. They just have to get the helmets just literally got picked up yesterday. So,
Yeah, I saw that, that's why I was asking. Okay.
so that's part of the thing there, but, you know. A lot of it, if you're borrowing from a program, your first thing is to go hit up your coaches, football directors, and president, and ask, can I borrow gear? When can I get it? You do have to find it, because a lot of it all depends, because you gotta recertify helmets every other year. Last year, Groton's helmets sat in the pod and they weren't made available. And this year, they're making them available, but they're out at recon, so we're gonna have to wait till they get back.
Okay.
No, some of in their case, like some of theirs aren't, some of their stuff was new this year, so those helmets did not have to go out. I was told, if you want to borrow stuff, go directly to the football director, John, and he is open to discussing with everybody. There is a protocol that is going to be put in the bylaws next meeting, I believe.
Okay.
And anything in Facebook?
I was on YouTube.
Coach James is gonna have basketball, so yeah, we're getting some background on this here.
Alright.
No, I hear you. Yeah, and to answer your question, yes, we have full room.
Are we doing measurements tonight still, or
What's that?
are we doing measurements or something tonight, mentioned, or no?
Yeah, if you want to and are ready to get some measurements on stuff, I was hoping to have stuff for people to try on. If you didn't catch on the band, our jerseys got stuck in customs in New York City since 2 days before Christmas, otherwise it would have been here, and for some stupid reason, they packed them up, sent them to Cincinnati at 1 a.m., and they were back in New York by 3:30 and have been released. So hopefully we have uniforms for all you guys that ordered them. We got those hopefully by Sunday.
Okay.
Because we're also actually waiting, we're talking to some, we got a photo shoot set up that a bunch of the kids have said they want to get on this little photo marketing thing that we're gonna be doing there, and we're waiting on uniforms to come in for all that too. But yeah, another batch, the second batch of uniforms is gonna go in there, but you know, as far as the pants go, we're gonna have a direct fitting. It's easier to measure in, we're just gonna, once that box of pants comes in, we got a bunch of the adult and all the way down to like used extra large sizes. We don't have a lot of the smaller guy stuff because we didn't have smaller guys last year. So, we got a box of about 50 pairs of pants on the way. Once you do, we'll try them on, we'll figure it out, and if we need to order more, then we'll do that. But if you wanna get some for helmets and shoulder pads and stuff like that, we'll go ahead and we'll start doing that.
Alright.
This all works on volunteers, so if you guys have a skill, and don't be shy, step up, reach out to one of us, help. If we want to build a program that's going to be around for a long time, that develops the kids and gives them a great experience, whether it's traveling or just a chance to play football in the spring. It's not with higher talent and more dedicated coaches maybe than a rec league, because it's off season. It's a little bit different. So we also need kids though. So reach out to your friends that are good, that are talented or big or want to come out and try, and get them signed up or get them in, bring them down, or cheer, absolutely. The cheer program's going to be in good hands. We're just starting it, but Tia's running away with it, and she's got a lot of enthusiasm. They're going to do a great job. The girls are going to have a great time. It's going to be awesome. So, but reach out to your friends, get some people in.
The most important thing, that's one of the most important things other one is that getting that NSID done, so, that's even above and beyond registration at this point, right? So, we've got a little bit of time on that, but get your documents together, that's why we put it out there, we were hoping to have this done, but the president ran into some of those AI snafus, as he was trying to create the profile. They are up last night, I was the guinea pig trying all those out, and I now know they all work, so,
Who do you need to stay? People who want to get fitted?
yeah, anybody who wants to get measured up, we'll
Thank
do
you all
that.
for
Yeah,
showing.
thank you all for showing up. Is there anything else real quick for everybody? No? Eric? So if you're not getting fitted or don't have any questions, you can go, and
Yeah.
if not, if you have questions, come on up and ask away.
Thank you, everyone. Hi. I was admiring your reading. Play basketball.
He's gonna take measurements here.
Billy, dad said,
Yeah, again, with Eric, exactly. On measurements for us as well.
I discourage every kid. I would say
Literally an hour away.
Good to see you guys.
But they haven't been done yet. And so.
Whatever you are as a lifeguard, he's gonna be one of the oldest 10-year-olds.
Yeah, that's what we're
I'm set.
We'll be actual fit, we'll actually fit, maybe Sunday, you can actually find home.
See you then. Awesome, see you then.
I said no.
Well, I don't know, I heard 50.
Oh yeah, you said ask me twice, multiple times if you were a good bus driver.
Where's your large helmet?
Man?
You were busy.
All I hear is you have to my 8-year-old. Let's talk.
No, not now.
Kaya's busy right now, he'll be back.
I can put it on.
But this is the things I'm probably gonna do. I'm in honors algebra too, and honors science. I'm not where I, we can do one of those, so I'm probably not gonna do very good.
You able to come out on Sunday to work? We'll have like, small, we'll have like all different helmets.
Science,
We can actually fit up, hopefully uniform. We'll let them try some uniforms.
I'm surprisingly good at all the sports that we have done. We've done soccer.
I think the experience would be.
We did, ultimate frisbee. But we
Hey, hi.
And, we did floor hockey, which I'm pretty good at.
We all look different.
And volleyball, we hit. I'm also surprisingly good at badminton. I hit it.
Hands down. First down.
And I started.
On the line.
Well, you wanna go ahead.
Yeah, and sometimes they're at distance, it almost hits the line. Yeah,
I'll be able to.
sometimes the guys on the other team.
Shut down, check.
Well, if it doesn't get out, it goes out, or all the way to the right. Like down here.
Or yeah.
One way or the other. We've got 47. Obviously, I would rather get that, not only right up here, but for the record here, the record. We want basically all the different. You know.
My dad's
Sounds good in our screening.
Got it, okay, thank you very much.
You got it. How you like it? What do you think? There you go. you do it?
Better to support you all.
They're not next to our town. I saw that. You try my own one? That was next to watch. I knew that didn't pay. Sunday, you're gonna come Sunday to work out? Seems like we just did this a few months ago. Honestly, we're just gonna, once we get a box of the fresh order, he'll be able to trust it. If we need to order a few more.
So like.
No, he's a little concerned.
Yeah, let me get it anyway, you're right.
So, the reason why we were so far behind our protective option is all the things.
21 and a half.
Gotta count for that extra hair. Snags up your.
When I'm in that pod trying to hit you. Go ahead.
I didn't really know.
And I always drive the Woody, I know, I forgot. 15, and up. You catch the ball. Like you're like 60%. Remember, I'm the one that filmed all that. I got all your highlights.
He's got the mindset. It's you, bud.
Yeah.
You have a ceiling.
We played.
Short throws for a ceiling.
Oh, you don't.
15, and here.
That's right.
We have numbers issues.
To raise the possibility of your
You
ceiling.
gonna catch a touchdown with you?
We had like.
Inconsistency. It's gonna set your
And
ball.
Hickory.
You're always.
We still
Running
play.
it, with the ball, running it with the ball, make sure it's tight. Deep and
You're with him. He's probably gonna be with him, he's the fish coach, so you guys gonna get him,
And that's all him.
not too long, well, a little bit.
But you
We
know.
got a little bit of
Good.
Good.
But you got the pool wide.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Great night.
You too.
Thank you.
Saw a light.
That was in my background. Sorry.
Get out, go. I mean, I got.
You know, you got.
No, I'm totally excited.
They're concerned, they wanna know about, as soon as possible, the flight stuff and all Texas stuff, because he wants to go down to Texas.
We're,
I'm gonna
live.
pass that buck to you, I'm handing the ball off to you, and I'm gonna go hang out with my baby on date night.